Yo, welcome back. This is Cadillac Mack. Last video, we found some plans for this box. We assembled the box. We cut our porthole, did some couple test fittings. I showed you how to find your own plans for your own specific box that you're doing. And now we're here for part 2. In this video, we're going to add the finishing touches onto the box, wrap the box, wire the sub, and mount the speaker. So stay tuned. So picking up where we left off, right here, I got these little 90-degree corner pieces that I put in all the corners to give it a little bit more support. Also help the air move around the box. Before I cover the box, I'm just installing these last corner pieces. I'm using Type Bond 3 Ultimate Wood Glue, and I'm also gonna use my staple gun to staple these corner pieces in as well. So the staple kind of holds it in place. The glue is what really locks it down. Side note, make sure you watch your fingers when you're using these staple guns, because sometimes they will just shoot straight through the wood, so be careful. Now it's time for sanding. This step right here, you can, if you want to, you can totally skip this step. But what I'm doing is I'm closing up the speaker hole, and I'm also closing up the port. I didn't want the dust from the sanding to get down into the box and then I have to spend forever cleaning it up. So I just closed the hole up, and then I filled up the port with some rags and towels, and I started sanding. What I'm doing here is I'm mostly sanding the edges to get any overhang edges. And I'm also sanding away any excess glue, because as you can see right here, I got a lot of just excess glue spots from where the glue seeped out of the front of the box. So I'm sanding all that excess glue down, sanding down all of it, making the box perfectly smooth, making the corners perfectly smooth, so everything lines up perfectly. So when I try to wrap the box, I don't have any weird ridges or crevices or whatever. When you're doing all this sanding, especially MDF, you need to wear a mask. If you see both of us, neither one of us is wearing a mask, it's because we're idiots. I definitely regretted in the morning not wearing a mask. I was sneezing up all type of gnarly boogers. So wear a mask, don't be like me. Now that I've sanded the box as smooth as possible, now it's on to the wood filler stage. We use a 2-part wood filler. I forgot the brand of it, but you mix the wood filler with a hardener, and then it turns into a putty, and then you spread the putty. So right here, I'm spreading the putty into any crevices that didn't line up, any nail holes, any screw holes. Once we got through spreading the wood filler, you gotta let this stuff dry. It sets for a couple hours, but we end up letting it dry overnight. And then you gotta come back and sand it all over again. Now, if you're gonna build a box, you need some wire terminals for your speakers to connect to. You can get these wire terminals off Amazon. That's probably the cheapest place to get them. You can get a pack like this I'm holding in my hand for probably like 5 of them for like 10 bucks. I went to a car audio store and just bought mine because I wanted mine the same day, so I didn't want to wait. And it still only cost me 5 bucks at the car audio store, but you know, don't waste your money if you don't have to. Amazon and your local car audio store, they'll have plenty of different variations of sizes, thicknesses, designs, or whatever you want to pick from. I ended up deciding to go with the circle one because it seemed just a bit more beefier, a bit more sturdier. Even though the square one was larger, it seemed kind of flimsier, so I went with the circle one. I picked the terminal. It's time to cut the hole. I got a little hole drill bit, which makes this like super easy, and it's exactly the right size that I need to cut this hole. If you don't have one of these, I suggest you invest in one because it made this thing so easy. It made cutting this hole super easy. So the next step was to connect the quick disconnect terminals on the ends of the speaker wire so we could actually hook them up to this speaker terminal. You can get these quick disconnect wire terminal ends anywhere. Any auto parts store will have them. Any Home Depot hardware store anywhere will also have them. Now that we got that sorted out and our wood filler has had time to dry for a couple hours, we got to go back to sanding. We're gonna sand this box back smooth. That way we can get a good wrap on the box when it's time. So for this box, I had two different types of material to choose from. I had a traditional felt that you find on any other speaker box, and I also had this leather type material. So I decided to go with the leather type material just to do something different. And to attach it, I use spray glue that you could get from any hardware store or Walmart or wherever. But the way the spray glue works is you have to spray it on pretty heavy too, actually. You have to basically wait on it to almost dry to the touch. And then once it's dry, you also have to spray both sides. So you spray the box and you spray the back of the material that attaches to the box, because the glue attaches to itself. It doesn't attach to just like anything. So you spray both sides, lay the material on once it somewhat dries, basically all the way dries damn near. And then how I was doing it, I was pressing it from I would lay the material over and press it from the middle while holding the end up, as you can see, to try to avoid wrinkling. But you got to be really careful. It's helpful if you got two people, because once you lay this material down, it wants to stick. Like it's not, you don't get a lot of room to do-overs with this spray. Once I got all the large sides done, it was on to wrapping the ends of the box, and this was by far the hardest part of wrapping the entire box. Like the other side went pretty quickly, but wrapping these ends was the hardest part. And I was trying to go with like this triangle method because I got other speaker boxes, and that's kind of how it looks on the other speaker boxes. But just measuring the shape of these corners was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. I would have did it a totally different way if I would have known that it was going to be this difficult to stretch these triangles to meet at a point. I had an extra board at my shop, so off camera, I cut another little trim piece to go underneath the subwoofer, give it a little bit, kind of a different look. And I had that extra material, that felt that I was talking about. So I decided I'm gonna wrap this piece in felt to give the box a little bit of, diversity when it comes to the fabric and the material. So it, just for the sake of looks, this piece is totally just for looks. We gotta put a speaker in too, if I can. Just make sure. So I test fitted it. I had Rico bring me the sub, so I could make sure that, when we put the sub in, it still slides down in the slot and that this trim piece is not impeding the fitting of the sub into the box. And it slid down in there like a glove. It actually made the sub fit a little bit better into the box, I'm not gonna lie. Now we're in the home stretch. All we gotta do now is install the speaker terminal, wire the speaker up, drop the speaker in and screw it in, attach the trim piece, and we're ready to bang. Here's a final look at the box. We got the trim piece attached. We got it wiped down. I still got a couple little loose edges I gotta trim down, as you can see from the video. But I mean, it looks pretty good, man. I can't wait till the next video. Stay tuned so we can do a demo so you can see how the sub moves and how the box sounds. Until the next time, I'm Cadillac Mack. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'm out.